Okay. Should be fine. I need just a couple things to get out of the way while we wait. Put this up. Let's go to here. This. Even with I think I'm more fine with just the light, normal light. I'd be fine with that. Hey Andre, give me a second. I'm gonna be right back, hopefully. Uh, 1903 Springfield for reasons that I'll explain when I get back, because I'm thirsty. Oh god, I forgot I needed a coaster of some type because I don't have one, and I don't want rings on my desk. Oh gosh. Hey to Cracker Gaming. Hey Ben Adams. Hey Epic Savage Gaming. Hello to all of you. Today we're going to be starting and or completing the open list, depending on how this goes, the 1903 Springfield. So for those of you who don't know, there is this right here. New season, do the service raffle of your country used in World War I. Deadline is the 12th of March. So the 1903 Springfield, as far as I know, was the service rifle used in World War I by American troops, as far as I know. So that's what we'll be doing today. Why can I not get this off? This is a twist off cap. I feel so stupid. This is so hard. Come on. Why? Why can't I do this? Ah, God, and it cuts in your hands. And I don't have sissy hands. I have real working man's hands, and it still is like destroying my fingers when I try to open this. That's pretty neat to be able to make an M1A for Springfield. Hopefully it turns out good for you. And it turns into like a thing on the channel that you can really show off and premiere and whatnot. Should probably use the part of this that I didn't get absolutely dirty. Come on. I can't get this one open. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna go try to open my Twisted Tea, and then I'll be back, because I really want one. Well, the good news is I got into my Twisted Tea. The bad news is I broke half of it to get into it, so I can only drink from like the one side. It's just good enough. I got plenty of 4/16s. I have 2 4/16s already. So this is the first time that I'll be entering into the revived Lego gun contest. So I kind of want to do this, and nah, I'm gonna start completely from scratch. If I'm trying to win Plaques contest, it'll probably be better to just do mine from scratch as opposed to using MDUNs. Length is 1,100 meters. Stud.surreal.pl. 1,100 millimeters is 137 studs long. Keep forgetting it's not there. It's here. 137, is that what I said? Yeah, 137.5. So there's going to be 13 of these. 4, 8, followed by 12, and this would be 13. And then we need a 7, which is a 4 and a 3. And then that will be how long that needs to be. And then we'll do the one. You can just close out of this. We got that out of the way. Barrel length, which is 610 millimeters, which is 76.25. No, hold on, Ed. I'll get to you, Ben. I can't talk and remember numbers at the same time. 76. One, 2, 4, 6, 7, and then a 6. So that'll be that's the barrel length, and then the overall length for save as our 1903 Springfield work in progress version 1. I kind of want to make the file for the Scar PDW and put a skin on it. I might as well. I would do it in the studio since it'd be easier. You ever think of making some Resident Evil weapons? Not really. Never a big fan of Resident Evil. I thought the games were trash. I've never been into them. Gunships. Most recently, it'd be easier if we come over here to. Most recently, this is what I was working on, and I love the base to this. Like, this is like my favorite looking base ever. The problem is I can't figure out how I want the wings to work and look good, because everything here looks so awesome and great, and then I tried to put wings on it and it looked terrible, and it ruined the overall design that I had going on with this. And that's kind of why I haven't made any more um, um, so because I haven't been able to find that one design that I really want for this, I put it off to the side, because this right here is, in my eyes, my penultimate gunship. After this, I won't have any more gunship designs, because every single design iteration that I've put into it will come over to this one. So an extended troop bay, a better cockpit area. This one's a lot wider. I took what I wanted to do with some of the older gunships, and I split it down the middle and then made it even wider, which allowed for the use of the Jedi Interceptor cockpit, which is really good looking. Some more details and curving and sloping and stuff going on over here. And like I said, this last gunship right here is going to be my last gunship. I just cannot, for the life of me, figure out how I want to do the wings. I did a concept right here, so we can open this and look at it real quick. Whenever it decides to load. This is like kind of the idea that I had for them, which is, it's not a bad idea. The problem is, like, it's so basic for the overall design of everything else to this gunship, in all honesty. Because look at all the complex shapes and detail that have gone into everything else, and then over here, once you get to all this, it's just kind of here as just this, as opposed to being something better and more unique. So once I figure out how I want the wings to be done, I'll be better. I don't speak Spanish, so Andre, everything you say that's not somewhat English, sorry, it's not going to work. Right now, I'm doing 1903 Springfield. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it. No, not HK416. I'm doing the 1903 Springfield. It's as simple as that. 1903 Springfield. Here, I will 1903 Springfield. Copy paste that into your Google search and you'll find this. This is exactly what I'm doing today. So for this thing, what I'm thinking about doing is starting up here with the barrel and figuring out how I'm going to do this portion of it. Because I know from here to here was 76, I think, in terms of studs. So I know that stud dimensions, which is going to help me in the long run be able to make all of this. So I guess the best place to start would be here with the rear sight block. If we can, let's go back to Wikipedia. It should take 30.6, right? Cartridge 30. Oh, weird. 30.3 and 30.6. So 30.6 Springfield. Overall length is 85 millimeters. So let's go to stud serial. Hold on, gamer clone. God, I forgot already. What is this? Overall length, 85 millimeters. 85 millimeters is 10.5 studs long. We'll make it 10 and call it a day there. So come up, come over. So the chamber is kind of this area here. So that would be like 10 studs long. So I'm thinking in particular this area here is going to be right at 10 studs long. So that's where we'll start the chamber, because we can always change dimensions as we need to going forward. I have a mouse. Why am I using the trackpad? So this kind of cutout area here is what needs to be made first. And I'm thinking about making this as a 5 stud wide area here. It would definitely be better as a 4 stud wide. Should have just moved that over. So it would definitely be better as a 4 stud wide. And then we need to kind of indicate that this is cut out in some type of way. So here we go. This is what we'll do. We'll use a 4x10 instead to set this up. We need to indicate, thank you Andre for wishing me happy birthday. We need to indicate that this is going to be 4 stud wide. So please stop. Like so. And then to show that it's cut out, we're going to use these smaller slopes to help it. So will you do more Rainbow Six Siege guns? Eventually, yeah. I actually had a really big scare lately when it came to my Rainbow Six Siege guns, because I was thinking about something the other day, and it clicked on my mind, like, okay, what do I need to do next for my Rainbow Six Siege guns that would be beneficial? And I realized that I've still got one more gun to do for the French operators, and then I'm done for GIGN, and that's their MP5, as far as I remember. I need to know what 1903 Springfield sights look like. What is that? This thing right here. This is perfect. Oh God, that image is so small, but it'll have to do. So I ended up thinking about all the videos that I've made for them, and my SG CQB shotgun I haven't made a video on. And then it kind of like clicked on my head, like, where is my SG CQB shotgun even at? I had actually spent about an hour looking for the file because I could not find it anywhere, which was a huge, huge deal, because obviously I don't want to have to lose all that progress, because that's a lot of progress. Doing that particular shotgun was a lot of work, to be completely honest. So like the mere thought of me losing it was not exactly good. So that right there, basically, I think the point I'm trying to make is, will I do more? Yeah, definitely. When am I going to do more? I don't know. I could do more today. I could do more tomorrow. It could be 2 years from now. I'm just not particularly sure. I think part of that comes down to I just don't play the game as much as I used to, and now I don't find it as exciting because they're no longer doing like new guns. Like at this point, what they're doing is just for the new operators, kind of recycling the older ones like over and over and over again, which I don't like. Well, why do they keep recycling the older stuff over and over again? Why can't they just go on to using like modeling new weapons and stuff like that and implementing them into the game, you know? So that right there is a huge turnoff, because I know, like, here's a good example. Warden's loadout, because when Warden first came out, I loved Warden. Warden he looked amazing in his suit. I loved his backstory and stuff like that, so I wanted to make his loadout. We didn't know what his loadout was for a while, and then we found out he used the MPX. I've already got an MPX. We found out that he used the SMG-12. At that time, I didn't have an SMG-12, but I was making one for Dokkaebi, so I got that out of the way. He uses the Mossberg 590A1. I already had one of those. And then he uses the P9, I think, is his other sidearm. So at that point, I have everything. There's no reason for me to make anything else from Warden, because I have it. In the sense that, like, why should I? There's no, if they're going to keep recycling guns over and over again, I'm going to keep having all their loadouts when they come out brand new, which isn't as fun as waiting to see what new guns they come out with. Because there used to be a point in time where all their operators came out with new guns, and it was super cool to sit there and wait to see what those were going to be, and like how it was going to, you know, change the meta. And then they, as y'all know, stopped doing that. I don't know how far we're going to get on the 1903 Springfield, because this is, I hate doing older rifles, wood stock. I hate doing stuff like that, but I do want to enter the contest at least once, maybe twice, and this is something that's outside of my comfort zone. This is a wood stock weapon instead of a more modern thing that takes, you know, 400 different attachments of some variety. So I figured I would do it just to kind of get it out of the way. So what we can do here actually is take and put this, and do this, followed by this. Nah, that doesn't look good. Honestly, would be just fine with it being this sitting right here to make that rear sight, this portion. So this should flip up like so, and then be our ladder sight. So I am perfectly fine with that. As the sight. We're gonna group that immediately. To make life way easier. Hide that out of the way so that we can come through and clean up everything beneath it. For those of you who don't know, I am officially 23 today. It's kind of crazy to be getting older. Definitely doesn't feel like it, especially when I shave. I still look way younger than what I should, but it's just kind of one of those, it is what it is. This kind of starts the handguard. Ooh, yeah, that's right. There's a notch in that handguard that we gotta get perfect. This also needs to technically be there. So we can figure out how to fix that. Thanks, Openlist. Appreciate it. Tonight is going to be a good night, I can tell. We're going to go out to Universal City Walk tonight. And I'm going to probably drink most of the night. Because I'm 23, and you can do that when you're 23 years old. Should be quite enjoyable. Other than the weather that we have going on right now is like deplorable weather. It's not exactly good weather to be going out in, but I chose today, so we're going out today. All right, so that's that out of the way. This whole thing here. I don't particularly know what this is, but I'm not going to put that on because that's just already too big and bulky, and this is already a huge front sight chamber base thing as is. So now we're going to do this upper handguard section here, which has that very distinct front end on it, which is going to be super fun to do, but we should be able to do it. Shouldn't be like any issue. So we just got to figure out how to get it on here in a way that's going to work for what we need it to. First things first, it definitely needs to be 5 studs wide. So we need to convert to that, which is as simple as doing this, really, like so. We'll just move this up so it's all kind of flat with one another. And that'll be that. So then we need to, you can see that there's a piece of wood that comes out like this, right there. So we can do that. Let's just use a cheese slope for that portion to make things easier. And we're going to change to this color in particular. Like so. Wow, that was the wrong one. So like so. And then I technically need to figure out how long this handguard is going to be, like this top portion, so we can figure out how we're going to do this in particular, because I don't really know. This goes like one pleat beneath there. Should be like there. So instead of doing that, we'll do something like this. Like so. Followed by this. Yeah. Might have been gunshots. Hey Mario, thanks man. They weren't really close to me. I'm not too concerned in the first place, but some people might be. I'm not. I could honestly care less. Crap. Felt like streaming today. Just wanted to get the ball rolling. Sometimes it's easier on things that I don't want to do it on stream. Making woodstock guns, definitely a lot easier to do on stream because I have people here to keep me company and get me through the worst of times in my life, because gosh, I hate doing woodstock weapons. It is not pleasant and I do not enjoy it. But that was the topic of the contest, so what can you do other than do it? Crap. Control C, Control V. Oh, yeah, that's a problem, but we can fix that. This should be not as steep as this, so what we'll end up doing is actually probably move this out to being 4 studs long. Let's try 4 and see how that goes. Like so. Follow this with a 3, 3, 4. And then duplicate this as we go down. And then how I was going to do this was just get the bottom of, it's not to the side, it's not going to the side. So you can see like down here, it would be like right at the top of the slope really, which would be level with the bottom of all of this, which would be that right there. So that would technically be as long as it. Does that look about right, though? Yeah, because then you've got this whole front section up here to do, which is going to be definitely longer than that. So that looks about right. Let's go ahead and button this up. Close everything off. So hey, thanks when you find out she is a he. Like that. Who's texting me at this time? Still getting plans set up for tonight for us to go out to City Walk. Just making sure that person who needs to come pick me up has my address and whatnot all ready to go. So that right there is perfectly fine. Honestly, that's exactly as it should be. Now then, the interesting thing is, if we come over here and we take a look at the field strip for this top handguard is all one piece. And then you can see back here that there's a barrel band that comes over this. And on that band, it comes from 5, which is where we're at here, down to 4 here. So this whole piece still needs to be connected as 1. So from here, we need to make a transition down to 4 studs from 5 studs, which honestly, it's not as hard as I'm making it out to be. You literally just take one of these and then you take one of these and you plug them into one another and you're done. You've now made a transition down to 4 studs, which is pretty easy. And then we technically need room for the barrel band, but I think how I'm going to set this up is that it's just all the same. So we can do that, followed by this. Hey, Gavin's Lego Arsenal. Thanks for my happy birthday wishes, man. I appreciate it. So just do something like this. My nose is a little stuffy. I apologize. Now we just need to figure out how particularly long this needs to be until we get down to where the barrel is at, which I would say maybe to the end of this here. Yeah, that doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, somewhere just about there is just fine. I'm not worried about that at all. That would be perfect. And then the rest would go as barrel on the end of it. So boom, that right there is the rear sight block and then the top of the handguard. Now we would technically need to make the bottom of the handguard, which is going to be really easy to do. It's also one solid piece. Okay. So same thing. It's going to be 4 studs, and then it'll transition to 5 studs in the same exact spot. And then this is all relatively the same from what I can tell, so that's not a big deal. We need to separate between the two and work on it upside down. So switch to a pink, separate between the two and work upside down. Again, not too difficult. We can do that. No big deal. Like so. Bring a 4 across. So why did, okay, I don't, interesting. I must have placed that in the wrong spot. I don't know how I didn't notice that sooner. So this whole bottom piece down here is just going to be super simple. Doesn't have to be overly complicated. Just has to look good. And now we just need to figure out the proper thickness of this, and it doesn't seem too bad. Like 2 plates with 1 brick and then maybe the rest as the curved slope pieces, curved brick pieces maybe. Like so, and then follow it up with these. Simple as that. Follow it down with this. Let's hide this. I'm okay with that for now, because we can always come through and skin this down later. Literally just by taking out one of these. So I'm definitely okay with that now. So let's try to figure out how we're going to do the barrel real quick. So the barrel, let's do that front barrel band in black. Just kind of, it's uncharacteristic of me to work in a black color like this, but for now, let's work in it. Try to get this as perfect as possible. So it does that, followed by being open and then closed again. So like 3 studs of being open, maybe 4 studs of being open. do it like this. Let's make it, no. Okay, so we need to make this like 1. Put a 3. Put a 3, because it's going to be 3 studs of openness, followed by a 2. 1, and then wrap this back around the top, like so. And that would be this little top part, and now we need to flip this upside down. I'm going to reinforce this just a bit. This is going to be straight down, but then it like kind of narrows just a little bit. Like you can see this is wide and then it narrows into where the bayonet lug is at. So we can accomplish that. Should be able to accomplish that, I should say. With, let's do these. Okay, that's perfect. And then there's that small little detail there that we need to include, which shouldn't be too hard. My nose is just not, does not feel good today. Being all stuffy and just ugh. This is going to be easy to do. course, I say that, and then it turns into something not easy to do. I hate when my nose gets like this. Oh gosh. I'm not looking forward to doing like any of this. Oh man, I don't want to do this right now. How long have we been streaming? It doesn't even let me know. Yeah. Oh, isn't it in OBS? It's almost an hour long. That's not too bad of a stream. There is a couple other things that I do want to do today. So I think this is a good stopping point because we did a lot in an hour to do the rear sight block and chamber, the top of the handguard, bottom of the handguard, barrel, and front barrel band. That's all not too bad for just 1 hour. So that'll be that for now, I think. I'll see you guys later in another YouTube video. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to come right in, subscribe for more videos similar to this one. See you guys later in another YouTube video another time. Thanks for watching.